Back on Get Up, it's time for a segment fans have come to love. Asterisk What Up with Swagastar. After some time away, Marcus Spears returns to give his unfiltered thoughts on the latest developments across the NFL, with the candor and clarity only he can deliver. The first topic on the table, the ever-enigmatic Dallas Cowboys. When it comes to Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones, the situation is, in a word, dormant. There's no movement, no traction, no resolution in sight. The potential contract looming over the star linebacker could be astronomical, perhaps even unprecedented in terms of value. But Jerry Jones, a master in narrative manipulation, is playing it close to the vest, keeping Cowboys Nation and media outlets everywhere on edge. And make no mistake, Micah Parsons isn't on it. This is calculated theater. Just as with Dak Prescott before him, there's a pattern emerging, an orchestrated delay, a shared silence between player and owner that fuels debate, fuels coverage, and ensures the Cowboys remain front and center in every sports conversation from Get Up to NFL Live. It's as much about controlling the spotlight as it is about building a team. Shifting the focus to Cincinnati, the story takes a more turbulent tone. Trey Hendrickson, a dominant force off the edge, finds himself tangled in a scenario that's both financially and emotionally complicated. The Bengals are a team with real championship aspirations, built on a core of ascending stars, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and of course, Joe Burrow. But in a league where salary cap gymnastics are cruel reality, someone inevitably gets squeezed. Hendrickson's frustration is palpable, and understandably so. While the organization made efforts to appease Higgins, the money doesn't stretch forever. This isn't just about salary cap space. It's about priorities. And Hendrickson might be on the outside looking in. Spears brings it home with an analogy from his own upbringing. Sometimes you simply have to make do with less than you want. And right now, the Bengals are doing exactly that. They're trying to manage a financial tightrope walk in a league driven by economics as much as excess and OS. But disgruntled players don't win championships, and this discontent could ripple through Cincinnati's locker room, if not addressed swiftly. Then comes a cloud of ambiguity surrounding Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, a situation that feels less like a strategic negotiation and more like a game of emotional chicken. The Steelers, a proud and historically disciplined franchise, find themselves in an uncharacteristic state of limbo. Rodgers, enigmatic as ever, holds the power. He is the quarterback equivalent of Schrodinger's cat, simultaneously the savior and the saboteur. And while the Jets saga ended with a whimper, Pittsburgh finds itself peering into the same abyss. Head coach Mike Tomlin, one of the few figures in football with the gravitas to keep Rodgers in check, represents a stabilizing force. Tomlin is the head of that household. And if there's any organization that could withstand the Rodgers roller coaster, it's the Steelers. But even Tomlin's resolve can only take them so far if the quarterback continues to drag his feet. The harsh truth is that the Steelers are trapped in quarterback purgatory. With Kenny Pickett failing to evolve into the long-term answer and Mason Rudolph's ceiling well-defined, Pittsburgh is running out of viable paths forward. Rodgers could provide a short-term jolt, sure. But at what cost? There is no long-term vision tied to his presence, only delayed inevitability. Spears cuts through the noise. You'd be better off missing on a first-round pick than floating another year in mediocrity with Rodgers. It's a sobering truth for a franchise not accustomed to indecision. The Steelers, famously methodical and tradition-bound, are now being held hostage, not just by Rodgers' indecisiveness, but by their own reluctance to face the brutal reality of a rebuild. There is no magic fix, no quarterback carousel that leads directly to a Lombardi. The draft might offer hope, but with a 21st overall pick and no second-round selection, traded in the DK deal, maneuvering into position is as difficult as it is critical. Some analysts see players like Tyler Shaw as potential value at that spot, but others view any QB taken there as a reach. That tension between desperation and strategy is exactly where Pittsburgh now lives. As the segment winds down, the conversation shifts momentarily to basketball, where the Dallas Mavericks fell just short against OKC despite an explosive 42-point performance from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The subplot? Luka Doncic's ejection might have cost Dallas the chance to hand the Thunder their third consecutive loss, a feat no team has achieved this season. It's emblematic of a team fighting to find its identity as the playoffs loom. In a chaotic Western Conference, every detail matters. Every call, every quarter, every possession. And just as the sports world gets intense, the show delivers a dose of levity with the legend of Nuno, the behind-the-scenes figure who somehow seems to have lived 1,000 lives. From selling cars and Medicare plans to managing basketball teams, manning deli counters, and even cleaning doctors' offices, Nuno embodies a hustle. He's the guy with an answer for everything and the resume to back it up. The most interesting man in sports radio, they call him, and it's hard to disagree. From high-stakes contract standoffs and quarterback conundrums to the unpredictability of playoff races and the quirks of daily life behind the scenes, this episode of Get Up reminded us that the sports world is as layered as it is entertaining. It's part chess match, part reality show, and every day it keeps us coming back for more.